So, one day I was reading the comments of this one video called D16 with Electro's theme, and one comment that stood out to me was one that mentioned everything D16 went through and ended by saying that one bad day is all that it takes. This got me thinking about a lot of things, mainly the Killing Joke, the comic that quote comes from, and how bad the comic book industry has gotten because of it. First off, anyone who unironically quotes that line has not read the book. The book's main message is that it doesn't take one bad day to turn a man into a monster. It's just Joker that's like that. Batman, Barbara, and Commissioner Gordon also had bad days, but Joker's the only one that became a monster. Sure, Batman's a weirdo, but he chose to better himself and to try to protect the innocent. At most, normal people will bend, but won't break. And that leads me to my second point. The comic book industry has learned all the wrong lessons from The Killing Joke. The Killing Joke was a story with a message, yet the entirety of the comic book industry just looked at what was on the surface level, seeing it as an edgy book that gave its villain a tragic backstory. And so they all try to repeat that, and to this day, they have failed to capture what people liked about The Killing Joke. Case in point, Injustice, The Ultimate Universe, and Batman 3 Jokers. Let's start with the former. Injustice is a really good example of learning all the wrong lessons from The Killing Joke. It's edgy, not even the fun type of edgy. It Last Jedi, Superman, Wonder Woman, a bunch of other superheroes with the one bad day excuse, missing the entire point of The Killing Joke. And worst of all, it's what started the terrible concept that is evil Superman. Now, to be fair to Injustice, it was originally a fighting game, and so the story was mostly there to explain why Batman is fighting Superman. And it's not Injustice's fault that everyone and their grandmother made an evil Superman. The same way it's not the Killing Joke's fault everyone learned the wrong lessons from it. It's just the comic tie-in's fault for dialing all of these problems to 11. Like, even when I was a kid reading these, I knew something was very wrong here. Like, go read them for yourself if you want to know how bad they are. Next up is the Ultimate Universe, the old one, not the new one. This one fares worse than Injustice because almost everyone in this universe, except Spider-Man, has been Last Jedi'd. Hulk, Giant Man, and Magneto are cannibals. Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are in a Sweet Home Alabama relationship. Captain America's a prick, etc., etc. There is so much edge here that it loops back around to being comedic. Like, the characters are all such terrible people, and the dialogue here is so bad that the Star Wars prequels would be insulted that I'm comparing them to this. Okay, that's enough of that dumpster fire. Spider-Man's the only saving grace in this universe. Batman 3 Jokers is perhaps the best example of learning all the wrong lessons from The Killing Joke. It's dark, it deals with the Joker's origins, and it's dramatic. All of these are qualities The Killing Joke has on paper. It wants to be The Killing Joke so bad. Even the writer wanted it to be the next Killing Joke. But it didn't become the next Killing Joke, because it's bad. It has nothing to say, and ultimately, it's pointless. That's a good way to describe all of these. They don't have anything to say with the stories they tell. They are all really good examples of stories that looked at the Killing Joke and were all like, yeah, I want to be dark and edgy. And look at what they did. All Injustice does is make me hate the writer for assassinating Superman's character and convincing people that Superman is one Lois Lane away from becoming dictator of Earth. All the Ultimate Universe did was make nobody like these versions of the characters, and all 3 Jokers accomplished was making people want to go read The Killing Joke. Now, there are other examples of comics learning the wrong lessons from The Killing Joke, like the entirety of the 90s being a prime example, but these were the ones that came off the top of my head. Anyway, tell me what you think in the comments below. Do you agree with me, or do you think I'm rambling like Sammy, classic Sonic fan? Anyway, bye.